All right, Alexander Pantoja versus Kai Asakura, a well-established champion who has defended the belt multiple times now, is going up against, they're picking someone from flyweight for marketability purposes outside of the UFC. We've never really seen this where someone gets an immediate title shot in a flyweight division. Like I said, flyweight has had an interesting marketability crisis where it's always been based on Demetrius Johnson, and then some people from bantamweight have tried to move down to flyweight, like TJ Dillashaw, and it didn't really go their way. Cody Garbrandt didn't go his way either, but we have seen some stars come up. Steve Ercek, Kai France, Manel Cape, who did have 2 fights with Kai Asakura. One was pretty close, and the other he actually beat Kai. So I don't really know the caliber of Kai. If he's going to say anything and go on the thing and say he's going to make the flyweight division great again, okay, I understand it that, the flyweight division is always super like this, but I have to admit, right now, it's pretty good and has enough personalities in it to the point where I'm less worried about it than I used to be. It's not the greatest division in the world, but I think it obviously has a little bit more stake than at least the welterweight division, which is saying something. Like, if the flyweight division is passing up welterweight when it comes to, like, diversity and marketable fighters and everything like that, and a roster that gets people interested, I think flyweight has really definitely surpassed at least welterweight. And now I think it's even better than a couple of the women's divisions, especially bantamweight. Bantamweight is definitely dependent on Kayla Harrison on winning that belt, which I honestly think is going to happen. But with Kai Asakura, he's going to have to back up his talk. And, I know he wants to make the flyweight division great again. But if you got to understand the flyweight division's actually still pretty good. So even if Kai Asakura gets the title or not, which I highly doubt just looking at who he's fought and who he's lost to and who he's beat, I haven't seen anything from him in the UFC yet, so I can't really say. Now, obviously, my gut's telling with his history with the Manel Cape fights, okay, he's going to do, he definitely could hang in there with some guys in the UFC. He's definitely in that thing. But if he thinks he's going to get into the title picture or get that belt right now, because he's already in the title picture, excuse me for mixing up my words, but I will believe he gets that belt when I see it as far as that goes. I mean, and this is the first thing. This main event is basically a cherry on top of a Sunday that is UFC 310, because this card is super stacked. I like it from the bottom all the way to the top. It's like a mint chocolate chip ice cream sundae with some whipped cream on it. And then there's a cherry on top, which is this main event. But the thing is it going to be a maraschino cherry, or is it going to be like an actual natural cherry with a pin in it? Hopefully, I don't know your preferences. It's probably a maraschino cherry. Now, obviously, I say it's mint chocolate chip ice cream because mint chocolate chip's not my favorite flavor of ice cream, but it definitely is a pretty good flavor. Now, obviously, this is not like the most, like 300, UFC 300, and actually even 301, right? I believe where Erceg fought Pantoja, that was more like Rocky Road and Oreo flavor. I'm more of a cookies and chocolate type of person, despite the whole mint chocolate chip, but the mint kind of like, it goes with chocolate, but on an ice cream form, I'm like, but I'm going off on a whole thing. You get the picture. How is this going to top off a really good card that we got all these things? I think maybe Kai Asakura shocks the world, gets the title, and we have an intense rivalry at flyweight and a new guy in who's just popping out stuff, right? But I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. But you know what? Flyweight right now, it's not dull, okay? It really isn't. So I don't know why they're giving him an immediate title shot. I honestly think they should have given Kai Asakura like at least a top 5 fight against someone like Kai France, who would have been a really good, matchup for him on paper. That would have been really awesome to see if he were to have done that. Like if he were to have come in against a top 5 or instead of getting an immediate title shot, because this is really unheard of. So I don't know why this is necessary for the flyweight division, but I don't know why everyone's coming out really and saying that like flyweight's so dull they need to do this. I think flyweight's basically not dependent on just Mighty Mouse for once, and it's got so many characters in there. Yeah, no, they're not all bad boys or anything. They all come in different shapes and sizes, but we have had Ursag, and even Ursag with all of his good guy mantra, he's actually been one of the most marketable people at flyweight so far. So, and if Kai Asakura, right, is able to get the, title, then the crazy part is, or if he falls short, if he falls short against Pantoja, maybe him versus Ursag is a good fight if he's in the Manel Cape era, because if he's in that caliber, I always said Steve Ursag versus Manel Cape is a good fight to make if Steve Ursag wants to challenge himself against power punchers, because obviously they've given him the issues so far. But if Kai Asakura is close to Manel Cape, I think that's also a good fight if he doesn't get the title, of course. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to this one. It just says a lot about other, promotions coming to the UFC right off the bat. Maybe it might open the door also for like some sort of one versus UFC moments, or hey, my promotion's got better fighters than yours, because we've been seeing these crossovers and they've been going kind of a mixed bag. So we're starting to see that, they're all about the same caliber, top level of MMA. So we'll see where that goes. But other than that, peace out. I'll see you on the next one. Later.